Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in to Pimp My Dual. What I want to show you here is one of the ways that we keep Pimp My Dual plinths affordable is to repurpose certain portions of your old dual CS plinth. So what I want to do is show you how to extract the hinge system, the dust cover hinge system, and the black base that your dual currently sits in its CS plinth, and how to put that or take that out so that you can put it into your new custom hardwood plinth. So first thing I think is always easier is if we see what we're trying to get to or shoot for. And let me pull this up. So this is what we are trying to extract from this CS plinth over here. Again, once again, it is a 1 unit welded, or not welded, but molded plastic hinge system and base. So again, beautiful spring-loaded hinges that work so well on your existing CS. No need to just dispose of those when we can repurpose it and keep the cost of a new plinth down and have this operating great. So how do we get this out? Let's do it together. So let me set this aside. There's a couple tools that you're going to need. I have a staple puller here, but because we are going to be messing with staples, I like this. It's just a few bucks, and it really does well with staples. But I take out a lot of staples. I think I originally purchased this to do some speaker grills. So if you do stuff like we're doing now, maybe this is something handy that you want to get. The other thing, I call these snips. I'm sure they're called something else professionally. Oh, they are called a mini cutter. But I like them because they can really bite. And these are going to help us pull out staples without harming the existing plastic that's there. And finally, we do have a couple of plastic rivets. And for that, we're going to need a drill bit. And that is to remove these 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic rivets on the back. Don't be intimidated. They come out easy. It's not a hard thing. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is flip it over. And whether you have, basically these are all identical. Nearly identical, I should say. Even ones that have taller and are thicker, you're going to notice that we have some staples here, 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 few on this side, and then the rivets in the back that hold things together. So we're going to start by removing these staples. I do have to say that Dual does like to use staples. So let me get in here. I'm going to see if I can actually focus in a little bit for you guys. So this first one I'm going to try to get underneath of. It's not real hard to do, but once you get it started, take your time though. No need to be breaking staples because then you just got to take them all out again. But I start to wedge this and wiggle it out, and we have staple number 1. And I may speed this up, this video, just so you don't have to watch me take all these staples out, or I may not because I do like to talk. And that one went on the floor. Yay, winner. I think you can see why I like the staple puller. It just really does a nice job. Sorry if I didn't have you in view there. And we're not worried about harming this wood, if you want to call it wood, but I guess it actually is some type of composite wood. But, you know, it comes apart easier when everything's removed properly, or when you don't have like pieces of staples still stuck in here. So yeah, this is held together by staples and glue and those plastic rivets in the back. That is all of our staples out of the first piece. Just going to push them aside. Get the one off the floor. Got it. All right. So now it's rivet time. This isn't going to be really a pretty operation, but it's effective. So I am using a 1/4 inch bit, and at some point I'm actually going to, I don't want to be drilling all the way through this thing and harming the existing spring setup. So I'm just trying to get out a little bit of the top, and at one point I will probably rotate this just to make it easier to extract that. So let's start with the one all the way on the right. I'm going to leave it right there. This actually just starts to melt. I'm going to see whether this one comes up or not. Pretty much. Let's go a little bit more. And again, I'm not going deep. I'm more going wide. And now I can see that the ring of the rivet is free, so that's free. Next. Pull away that melted plastic. See if this ring breaks free. Yep, it does. So I can feel pretty confident that I'm gonna be able to take that out. Again, this is a 1/4 inch bit. And you don't have to break these rings off. I'm just breaking them off so it tells me, okay, it's free. And the last one. Okay, so we have our rivets out, so we know that this should be lifting up from the wood, and it does. I'm gonna try to zoom out a little again, up that direction, so you may get a better view, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so this now lifts up. Oop, look, it just popped off. So these were all free, so that was pretty nice. As you can see, that wasn't too bad to remove it. Now let's take a look at what was left here. This is going to end up being trash or recycling. I don't know that it's recyclable. I don't see any symbols on it. But you'll see that here's where we took out just the top. We did not go really hard and deep to actually penetrate or go all the way through to this side. And for this one, I have to say, you know, I got this when I purchased this turntable. I'm not sure what they did to melt this, but they melted it. Fortunately, it doesn't get seen. So, but, all right. So now we still have the plastic, but we still have this wood attached. So guess what else we have more of? Staples. These are bigger staples though. You'll see that they're going into the side of the wood. So we're going to start taking these out. And then they're actually also in these corners. Here and here. This one you can actually see a bit better. The one thing that I try not to do while I may get these started with my staple remover, I don't continue to use the staple remover because I start wedging it up against the side, and I don't want to put pressure on this and, you know, mark it up, because we're going to use this, so we want to keep it good. So let's work on this. So our easier ones to get out are these big ones. Well, you know what? Forget that. We're going to go live dangerously and start all the way down here. And let me see if I can get you a better view of what we're doing. Move this out of the way. So I have this corner one. You can barely see it. But I'm not worried about harming the wood once again. But I don't want to harm the plastic because that's what we're going to use. And you can see I'm able to pull that out of the wood. And this is where these, not snips, but mini cutters come in handy. That's to actually get down here and pull up on this slowly without damaging the plastic. And these things are long, by the way. I mean, look how long that thing is. So just keep on working it and it will come out. Now, what about for one of these? Well, I'm going to get in here. I think you can see what I'm doing. Try to get it at least started. Forgive me if I have to block your view for a second. It's so easy at this point to want to like really go animal on it and end up damaging the plastic, which you don't want to do. So just kind of try to be patient with it. You can see I got that started, and I break away from this only because I would start twisting it against the plastic here, and I don't want to push that plastic out. So that's when I switch to this and I begin to just ease it out. Ta-da, one done. Next. Got a good start on that one. I'm going to begin working on this one a little bit at a time, taking one side out, and then taking the other. Oh, I cut it. Let's see if I can still grab it and continue to work this out. Yep. The front only has one right in the very middle. This is entertaining as watching, you know, those lawn mowing videos, which I happen to really enjoy. Don't ask me why. I wonder what the psychology about that is. There we go. Oop. Okay, got it started. Almost done. One more in the side and one in the corner. There we go. Time to get the corner. Comes out of wood really easy. Well, I don't know if I can call it wood. Wood chips and glue, sawdust and glue, MDF, whatever they call it. All right, so now all my staples are out. Some of these will be really stuck, and some of them will be really free. Let me scroll or zoom out. So some of this, and you'll see on this side too, some of them break away easy and some don't. There is some glue on the very insides, but it's not much. And it really depends on how much sun some of this saw, but you can see I can just start breaking this away. It probably would benefit me is if I actually, instead of just did that, actually came in here with this or a screwdriver and just kind of push this away. But this, I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, MDF just starts dissolving. I mean, you have to think this is the 1970s. When this is from, mid 70s. So we're talking a lot of years. So, you know, we're not the only things falling apart if you're this old. I'm going to continue to pull back and away. Pulling it back, and voila. There we go. And there we go. I think this is what we wanted, right? This was what our final product was going to be. You'll notice that there may be some wood fragments here. I suggest that you get like a razor blade. In fact, I'm gonna grab one real quick. Excuse me for a moment. Like these little disposables, but I just kind of scrape that free a little bit without, do not want to dig into the plastic, but just kind of go very surface-like. You'll notice, oh, there's some glue over here. Well, that is not going to be seen. That will be hidden inside the groove within the plinth, the Pimp My Dual plinth. You won't see that. That will be slipping in. The same thing with this edge. That will also be hidden. So, but you want to get anything off that's major or that you think will, you know, mess it up sliding in. So you can clean that up. You don't need to watch me do this one, but just clean it up a little bit. Nothing major. What I will suggest is making sure that the rivet heads, like this one, are at least flush with the back. So sometimes I'll hit this and just take off a little bit of that rivet head, the old rivet head, just to make sure it doesn't push the unit up off the new plinth, which requires almost nothing to just take this down a little bit. You don't have to make it flush. You just don't want it to protrude too far off of the back of this. Man, look how melted that is. How do you do that? I don't know, but anyway. The one thing that I will suggest is that this is now out, right? This is your chance. Since the 70s, this probably hasn't been cleaned very well. So I actually take this to a sink and I get a brush and I get all the dust and all of this cleaned up, and just to get it really pretty again, so that when it goes into the new plinth, it looks like new, right? I mean, you're investing your time and your money into this plinth, so let's make it as nice as possible. Well, that is how you separate the springed hinge and base from your CS Dual and make it ready to go into your new beautiful Pimp My Dual plinth. All right, thanks.